Because
Uh,
we started late. Good. If we go an hour, is that okay?
yeah, that works.
Cool. All right. We got a couple of things planned for today. Neil's gonna go through your stuff, more prospecting, and find out how your prospecting has been going. Yon.
Yeah, I want to check up on the prospecting. We want to look at the Facebook page if you've created that, or if there's any questions you need answered around that. And then I also want to start to touch on following first fitness testing and then following up on clients, and how to do progressions and things like that.
Cool.
Okay. So since actually Thursday, like I did the fitness test with Anri, and now I made a little program for her. But besides that, I haven't been able to do anything because it's been weekends for me are not off days. Like my off days are now Monday and Tuesday, to actually get some work done and so forth. So like I haven't been able to.
Okay. So yeah, I think the stuff to focus on was just remains do some prospecting. So do your list, the order in which we went through things last time, and then create your Facebook page. Even if you just get the skeleton in place, and then you'll be able to tell us from there if there's any things we need to touch more on. Because the lesson we went through, obviously, it was very practical, but there might be certain sections where we just need to fill some more information in.
Yeah. Yeah, it is practical, and I just need to do it. So I just haven't been, or I just haven't done it. You know.
Oh, that's fine.
Um,
Okay, cool. I wanted to just kind of clarify in terms of using Facebook, because I heard you say on the recording that you're not a fan of Facebook, and I understand a lot of people aren't, in terms of the using it as a social media thing for themselves. But just to kind of say, why do we use Facebook as a tool, as a prospecting tool? So I'm just gonna share my screen so I can kind of talk to you through that process. So can you see that one?
yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Facebook as a where's my other? Facebook is quite a powerful tool that we use in order to warm people up, and it actually, Facebook gives us so much free what do we call it, property or domain that we can use, that's very useful for doing this process. So it really is, so you can attract traffic from all sorts of different places. So traffic can come from Instagram, or it can come from LinkedIn or YouTube, or all those sort of places. But the place where we want to get people together is within Facebook, so we can sort of warm them up from there. So I'm not going to go through this slide, but you remember we said we want to bring people in from all of those different places through the personal profile, through the Facebook group, and then turn them into friends and followers. But the main reason why Facebook is so awesome is as a tool to bring a community together. It's free, and it's actually a lot of people use it as a membership site. So instead of investing in a website or anything like that, a lot of people just they run their communities within Facebook, and it gives you this benefit that it's actually 6 different kind of platforms in one. You've got a personal profile, you've got a business page, you've got groups, you've got Messenger, WhatsApp, and then Instagram is also kind of linked to Facebook in a way. So Facebook is a multi-purpose platform, where a lot of the other platforms is like singular. So like Instagram is just pictures and video, where Facebook gives you different kind of features of pages, games, groups, pixels, all of that sort of stuff that you can run from Facebook. Obviously, the size of Facebook is huge, and a lot of people are there already. there are over 10 million groups on Facebook, and 1.4 billion people use Facebook groups every month. So it's it's indisputable the big daddy of them all. So and the reason why we use it is because most people are there already. Whether people say they like Facebook or they don't, almost everybody has got a Facebook account, and there's some stats to say people visit almost like 70% of people at least go there once a day. So sure, I didn't realize it was this small. The other thing is about Facebook groups, and in particular, is that it is groups over pages and even personal profiles, is that Facebook themselves are prioritizing posts in groups, and has even done so more and more over the past few years. And so what that means, it's more likely to show up in groups in your members' news feeds, and the notifications are more likely to show up than if you post on a page or on your personal profile. And this is also a place to communicate about shared interests with your ideal customers. You can cultivate a community to interact and engage with people. There are other platforms where you can do stuff like that as well and interact with people. So Neil mentioned Slack, for instance, but the problem is then you have to convince people to go over to Slack and get in a Slack account, where Facebook, they're there already. So the best for promoting your vehicle, if you remember, we spoke about the vehicle being Barefoot Running, is your vehicle, and your program is your own specific program, the brand that you developed around that. But Facebook group allows very much for promotions of barefoot running, so it's easy to create communities around that. It's gathering all your
for Slack.
Yeah.
What I was trying to get across to you on is, whether it's Facebook or something else, it's just we need to have a singular space where everyone can interact. And I think what your points now are very, very valid. It's stuff that I haven't thought about. But the reason I used Slack in this example was because I was the only one out of all of the people I was training that didn't have Slack. So all I had to do was sign in.
Okay.
Everyone else was already on it because they use it for their main source or their main channel of communication, because they're all working remotely due to COVID, etc.
Yeah, and I think it's like I said, there's many ways that you can bring traffic from Instagram and YouTube and those sort of places into the group, but also then once the group is established and you've got members that are signed up, that are committed to the process, then you can take them to another platform if that's easier for everybody, like Slack, or to a website where you get people to sign up and register for a website and a membership page. But Facebook has this ability that you can bring people together, and like I said, why not go with a free option until you've sort of worn out the functionality of it, and then move on to something else. So
about being free, I was like, well, every social media is free. When you get now it's a platform that's basically a template of a website where things interact with each other very well. I mean, I give Facebook a lot of slack because you find the occasional error here and there, or in menus because there's so many different options. But in actual fact, it is like 6 platforms in one.
Yes.
And if you use it correctly, it's like having a free website, basically.
Absolutely. A free website with traffic, with existing traffic that you can use.
Existing traffic, that makes it even much bigger.
Yeah.
Because directing traffic to a website is not an easy thing.
Yeah, it takes forever. Yeah. And plus, Facebook is already also SEO optimized. So even Google can read SEO stuff that goes on in Facebook. So if you search something on Google and something is popular in Facebook, Google will even pick that up. So even for that purpose, it's amazing. So obviously, members can initiate a conversation in groups, which they can't on a page. You got literally in the members section, you got a built-in CRM system. Yes, it's not as sophisticated as a professional CRM system like Active Campaign or something like that, but you've already got a built-in membership system where you can go through and look at all your members at once, look at each one's profile, and even look at their lifestyle and look at all of those sort of things of your members, but all just in terms of when they've joined or even how they interact with your page. You could literally go see who are the people who are the conversation starters. Facebook has got these badges that they award to people. Who are the conversation starters? Who are the rising stars? And all those sort of things, which Facebook already sort of do the analysis for you. So you can actually get to know your members quite well. And it's easy to add members from a personal profile and pages and a link. So you've already got people in all of these places. It's quite easy to invite people from your personal. And then this thing called the guides, which is literally like what we're talking about, giving you a website. Yeah, it gives you like a members area where you can literally run a course that is sequential, and these guides gives you the opportunity to let people go through your course. Let's say you've got 5 lessons, they can do lesson 1, tick that they've done it, do lesson 2, tick that they've done it, and that's all for free, built into the system. You can run polls on people, like so you can do your customer research and get to know people that way. And then events, you can do run events. Events are actually a very underused functionality of Facebook, because Facebook because the idea around Facebook is bringing people together and it's creating communities. When you create an event, Facebook will go out of their way to tell people, hey, there's an event going on and 3 of your friends are going, maybe you should be going too. So it's actually quite powerful in terms of getting some free exposure on that one. And then obviously in a group you can interact as yourself or as your business. So depending on what the kind of message is that you want to portray there, you can do both. Facebook Lives and now the Facebook Rooms gives you the opportunity to either go live just to sort of broadcast a message, or you can create a room on the fly. If you create a room right now on Facebook, it'll notify all your members that there's a room that is opened up, and they could literally come in on the fly. You don't have to book an appointment and set up a calendar invite and all that stuff. You could do it literally like that. So it's very much like a live, sort of a real life room, if you will. I know I saw that some businesses actually during office hours open up a room and people can pop in and out as they want to or as they please, which is quite bizarre. So, and then insights. There's lots of data and insights available around how your group's performing, how your posts are performing, and all of those sort of things. So, very, very powerful tool. The personal profile. I mean, we all know that, and we spoke about that earlier on. The thing about personal profile is that unlike Instagram, Facebook users are not restricted to just one link in their bio, so you get to promote a lot more of yourself. And then the business page, because the business page is linked to the group, this is where you can do the proper sort of business stuff, the identity of your business or your organization. It allows a whole bunch of links, direct links within your posts, which other platforms don't. This is where you can promote your offer, create stories, and then connect to Messenger, which is the other powerful, direct messaging system. So your page can be talking to people. There's what they call these chatbots out, ManyChat. I don't know if you've heard of ManyChat before, where you could literally set up a sequence of conversations with people. So once you get to the automated stage of your business, it allows for that functionality. And then obviously the business manager, this is where you're going to be running ads from once you want to start investing and buying ads from Facebook. You'll be doing it through the business manager. So there you can create very powerful sort of audiences based on people's behavior. I don't know if you heard of lookalike audiences, for instance. So you can get people, you can put out a video on your personal profile, on groups or on pages, and people, based on the kind of people that watches the video. So you can say, show me or give me the people who watches the video 50% or more of that video. I want that type of person. I want more of them. So let's say 1,000 people watched your video, then you could tell Facebook, I want 10,000 people that look like those people who watched the video. So incredibly powerful tools and things that you could do with the paid traffic. But this is all leveraging this ecosystem of that Facebook has created. And yes, it is scary from a personal point of view that Facebook can do all these things and know all these things about us. But for us as people who are marketing on Facebook, using it as a tool, it's invaluable. It's an incredible tool to use. So yeah, that's kind of what I just wanted to kind of highlight in terms of Facebook.
I just wanted to mention when you were talking about the CRM stuff and then talking about leads and things like that. The nice thing, well, also you saying that it's like having a website with people with traffic that is already there. They're on the same website. They're on the same platform.
Yeah.
Having this open group, because I've still got an open group. I will make it private, but not until I suppose I've got a certain amount of momentum or whatever. But
right.
The first thing is with having the open group is you get leads that just pop up in your group, and you can actually qualify those leads. So most of the people that have actually joined the Facebook group, I've just removed them. But like 1 every 5 or 8 or so it looks like a person that is interested in the topic.
Correct.
So in terms of qualifying leads, you can go onto their main profile and you can check. And Facebook, it's nice to if someone actually has a profile, like a real profile, if you want to call it, because there's a lot of botting and there's also a bunch of other rubbish that goes on. But you can see if that person has got a history.
Absolutely.
So with other marketing sources, if they're giving you leads, you've got no idea if that's a real lead, if it's a hot lead, what that person's interested in. You can go onto that Facebook profile, first of all, see if it has history, to see if it's an actual actual person that is interested in it.
Yeah.
But then you can also go look at their bio, and then you can know a little bit about that person and say, oh, well, so our other Facebook group, the one that is talking about the online PT course, the one that we're doing now, a guy requested to join the other day, and with just looking at his name, I would have no idea. But I went into his profile and I scrolled back on his feed, and he had launched his online training business last year. So it's obviously something that he's interested in. He's something that it's completely relevant. That guy's like perfect hot lead, boom. Like I approved him immediately. And it took me about a minute to just scroll through, and it takes you 5 to 10 seconds to qualify if a profile is real or not. And then you can just scrap it, or, oh, okay, this one actually has history. So
absolutely,
that has been very nice.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do anything, and then potential profiles pop up in my member area.
Yes, yeah. Actually, you can also group people, your friends. You can also create groups for your Facebook friends. Obviously, that's not in the group, that's in a personal profile, but that's often also quite useful, if you want to have a group of possible prospects or leads. Another group is for people who are just genuinely your friends and family and those sort of things. So you can create multiple groups in your personal profile, which actually pulls through into the group. When you start inviting, you can see those groups and sort of say, oh, okay, I want to invite my ideal customers to the group. So yeah, I mean, we're sort of touching the surface here, but there's multiple things that one could do that's actually quite remarkable. And again, we take it for granted it's free, but at this point, I mean, obviously you could do paid traffic, and that's where Facebook wants you to be ultimately. So the Facebook wants you to get to the point where you're going to say, okay, now I'm willing to pay money for leads when they come in. But even then, you know, when you're running ads, you could track so closely how what you are paying for a lead. And if you upfront know that I'm willing to pay 200 Rand a lead or 500 Rand a lead because I know I'm going to make 10,000 Rand out of this person, it's a no-brainer. It's like throwing money in a gambling thing and pulling the arm, and every time it sort of pays out if you're able to get to the point where your campaigns are successful. Cool. So Jorn, the long and short of it is get your Facebook group going.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. But like you mentioned a lot of things and the reasons why Facebook is not liked by many people.
Yeah.
It's like Neil said, it's a little bit scary, like what they can actually do.
Sure.
And it's also the reason why most people are moving away from it. Because in my direct circle, only a handful is actually still using Facebook.
Yeah.
Actively. Like the rest, yeah, like you said, they have an account or have had an account, but they don't use it anymore. But I do see how I can use Facebook as a good marketing place where I can bring them all together.
Correct.
So I can see the use in there.
Yeah. So
which other platforms can't do. Like you can't create a group on Instagram. Yeah.
Or all the new ones, the TikToks and the Snapchats and all of those sort of things, they're nowhere near in terms of this usefulness in terms of. So again, even if people are not fond of Facebook and you're connecting with them on Instagram, just get them to join the group there, and then have that level of communication there. You could still be friends with them elsewhere, but it's just so they understand this is where most of the communication is going to take place, and where you're going to be delivering the value for them is on this website called Facebook.
But you can double post, right? Like you can just post once on both platforms. So
correct.
It's not like that can be an issue either.
Correct. Yeah. So even when you run ads on, you set up your ad and everything with the creatives and the pictures and the text and everything, and then it's literally, I want it to appear on Facebook and I want it to appear on Instagram, and you pay for
Yeah, I got an ad on Instagram the other day. I saw an ad and I clicked on it because it was kind of relevant. And it said, this doesn't have an Instagram profile, visit their Facebook profile.
Yeah.
I was like, what? They're doing Facebook ads on Instagram already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. But it allows you to quickly format for Instagram and format for Facebook, but it's all in one process, so you don't have to do it twice.
Yeah, so Jorn, at the moment, Quinton and I are running we're going to run a social media campaign for this business, and automate posts. So we've got like 20 posts or something like that.
Yeah.
We've got the post, we've got the caption, we've got the hashtag, like everything is already done. And in order to automate it and to post it to Instagram, you actually you set it up on Facebook. So you set it up through the Facebook page, and then the automation you do all of the work there, but then the posts will come up on Facebook and on Instagram. So it posts cross platform. And then when you do it the other way around, I'm sure I don't know if you've ever linked a page to your Instagram, but when you make a story, what I do, what you don't even have to hit an extra button. Once it's linked, if I want my story on Instagram to post on Facebook as well, if it's linked, you can just say post on both, and then you don't even have to have the picture and go open Facebook. You literally say story, and then it goes to my Facebook profile story and my Instagram story at the same time. Uploads the same.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's why all your social media have the same posts on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting to see the different people. Like, some people watch both. I don't know why. It's always the same, like pretty much always the same thing. But so I go over 3 platforms. I actually use WhatsApp as well. So my when I have a story, it's Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook. I do all of them together because there's some people that watch me only on Instagram and only on Facebook, and there's also some that only watch on WhatsApp. And then I'm making the most out of the contact list that I've built up over my lifetime, basically.
Yeah, because in traditional media like TV and radio and print and that sort of stuff, in my past life I sold advertising on those platforms, and you spoke about reach and frequency. One is how many people you can reach, and the other one is frequency, how many times do the average person see the message, because both of those play into the impact that it's going to have on the conversion. So what we're talking about is getting reach and also getting frequency with people.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
So they integrate quite easily on. You don't have to do extra work. And if you can get people, even the people that aren't active on Facebook, a lot of people that even aren't active on Facebook will still open it once a day, for example. If that once a day that they open it and you've taught the algorithm that your group is active, the top of their newsfeed is going to be your thing. And it only takes half a second to catch someone's attention and be like, oh yes, you're on this, like his group. This is something new that I can learn. And then if something catches their attention, it's not just them scrolling every day. If something catches their attention, they might open the group and then look at all your old stuff or older stuff that they might not have even seen. And it's just like one place where everything can kind of stick together.
Okay. Yeah. And then they can be here for a year and see all my things.
Correct.
This is how you warm people up. They need to be comfortable. What's the psychology around it? They just need to be comfortable. First of all, they need to trust you. If they like you, then that'd be great. But the only way you build trust with someone is if they see the consistency and they see a different side of you or just different things. But it's mostly the consistency that people with the trust element. If you're consistent and you're always doing that, like it kind of reinforces that Jorn is serious about his business. Do you know what I mean? Even if they don't read the specific content, just them seeing different things come up it's like building trust. And
okay, yes, that makes sense. Yeah.
If they trust you, they're going to give you their time. If you say, for example, send them a message and say, hey, this is I'm doing a promotion or whatever, like we're doing at the moment. So that's how you basically have warmed someone up, and then they may contact you. But if you reach out to them, then it's a much easier sale.
Cool.
Okay. Yes, makes sense.
So we're picking on you because you're the only one on the call, Jorn.
I know. I'm in the limelight. No one else here.
So no pressure, but get the Facebook group going now.
Yeah.
We want to see it. We want invites to your Facebook group.
Yeah. If Elliot was here, like we could have like teamed up. Yeah. Facebook.
Yeah, she would have.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay, cool. Neil, is there more stuff you want to go through?
Yeah, I mean, tell me a little bit about your experience with using the app so far. Have you found it quite intuitive? I think it's become a lot more intuitive than when I started using it 5 years ago, for example. Tell me, take me through your experience so far, and how you've been like interacting with your 2 clients so far.
Okay, so I find it quite intuitive. I see all the recommendations of videos, they come from you, right? Like it's something that you've already uploaded onto the Trainerize thing before. Okay, cool. Like it's quite nice. Like I like the app. I don't have a problem with it. I think I would like to eventually make my own instructional videos for my clients, as I find that would build more of a relationship, but that's just my own thing. But otherwise, like it's just easy to find a video. I try to keep them as short as possible so that my client doesn't waste time in the gym, like looking at it. Oh, I need to do this and look at that, and like just straightforward. This is what you need to do. Like I've taken an online course before, and he's kind of like renowned, and his videos were never long, and the cueing was not a lot. It's more like, this is the movement, and just look out for this, and that's it. Like never like an elaborate thing. Don't let your knees flare out or this and that, and like just like do it like this. Maybe it will be a little bit different. Everyone is different, but like this is the guidelines. So yeah, short and sweet. How I've been interacting with my clients is after the first week, I sent my brother a message and asked him like how everything went. And like he said, he's been fine. He's just been stiff because first week of training again, of course. And I just finished Anri's program today. So yeah, she's going to start with that now. But I also, we communicate through WhatsApp. So yeah.
Okay, because yeah, another reason I asked how you're interacting with them is there's also that messenger feature. So I use that less than I normally use WhatsApp, or I'm going to use the Facebook group in order to communicate. But what's very important that I use with every single one of my clients, whether we talk on WhatsApp or not, is when someone's done a workout and they rate the RPE and then they can immediately comment, that I only speak to them about workouts there. If they ask me in a separate message, I say, look, like just to make sure we're talking about the same movement on the same program. And I don't normally have to draw their attention to it. It normally just happens organically, because obviously as soon as they finish that workout, it's like, what's your rate of perceived exertion? Then they tell you. Then when that comes up, and they can make a comment, oh, this was too difficult, this was very easy, this was a great workout. Or what I do with my premium personal training clients is tell them if they had to scale the movement or do anything differently to what I told them, whether it be the rest, the movement, the repetitions or whatever, just comment what that problem was or what they would like me to change or whatever. And then you're having a conversation in that box of that specific program. And that makes things a lot easier for you. And it also gets the client experience better, because you can quickly say, okay, well, this needs to change. You know, it's that workout, you know exactly what they're talking about, and you can go in and boom, make the changes. So if people veer away from commenting on the on the actual workout, I would bring their attention back there, but I wouldn't force them to use, there's a normal messenger system. That works quite well because if they've got notifications on, which most people do, it will send them an email saying, oh, there you've got a message. And then if they've got push notifications, then as soon as you send the message, it'll come up. And I normally get quite quick responses from my clients if I message them on the actual app. But yeah, it goes both ways.
Yeah, I've asked Anuri like on her test, because she didn't comment on it, like a question on the app. So we communicated there for just like I had a question about the test, and yeah, it was quite easy, like send and get a reply almost immediately. So it's kind of like a push notification, like a WhatsApp or so forth. But no one has commented on the actual workout, only the RPE. But I also see that you send automated messages as well, because I'm underneath your profile. Yes, my clients get
I
your
don't know
automated.
if you can send it to your clients as well. So
yeah.
I can remove those because I had set that those automated messages up for when I was just focusing on my the business, when I was looking for lots of clients and not very personalized. So Thank you for letting me know that. I will disable the automated messages.
It's just letting you know. It's probably because I am underneath the Train with Neil or the Train Me Academy umbrella, you would say.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to what you're doing. So I should just remove those automated messages. But it is quite nice to have automated messages for some things. Like you can set it for, it doesn't just have to be timelines, it can be done on certain actions. So when they've downloaded the app, for example, or when they fill out the consultation form, there's certain actions that once they've done something, you can send an automated message there, which I think is quite nice, especially in the sign up process. Just in case they do have a question or whatever, you can add something kind of there. But I thought that you would be able to have maybe your own automated messages. It wouldn't just be per account. I thought it would be per trainer that I've added. I actually find out about if it's possible to have the trainers have their own ones, but if not, there's ones that are going to be relevant to both of our businesses that we can set up there. If you do want to use the automated message function.
Yeah, the RPE one is relevant. So there wasn't an issue with it. I just saw that it actually does it. So it's not like I have an issue with it. But it's also just to let you know that it is happening.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was actually going to mention the automated messages, but you've actually seen them and how I've set them up in terms of the business. So that can maybe also give you some extra tips. Other than the commenting on the actual workouts, have you done progressions? Have you seen the two different ways that you can edit each workout?
No, I haven't. I've seen that there's like a progress like button next to it, but I haven't been looking too much into it yet. Like I saw it is there, but it's more to track how they are progressing through it. Am I right?
I'm talking about adding progressions like week 1, they're going to do 12 squats, and then week 2, they're going to do 15 squats, or you're going to add an extra set or change their rest period or something like that.
Oh, no. I haven't actually seen that, or that option that you can do it.
Yeah, okay. Let me show you how to do that, because that's very relevant to what you're busy doing at the moment.
Because we're still working with progressive overload. So yeah, it is important.
So if I could move, thank you. If I could freaking move the the Zoom thing like out of the way. Okay, so like for example, you know how like if it's the client's dash is going to come up over here, right? And then this is where I think she said something on this workout. No, I just commented on this one. But also, if you don't want to make a comment and just let the clients know that you've seen or that acknowledge that they work out, a nice little thing that you can just do. So for this one, she said, last sets of forward lunges and double leg jumps was really challenging. So then obviously I can respond to that in particular, but I know now when I do progressions that the forward lunges or the forward lunges, don't know how many lunges she's had been. The forward lunges, I'm not going to add any intensity to that. I'm not going to change the rest periods around that. I'm not going to add more. I'm not going to like change that at all. So obviously you can then I can have a conversation with her. So it will prompt them. So this is what it looks like if someone's commented that she rated the RP 8 out of 10. And then she made a comment because I told her to talk about specifics like I mentioned earlier. But if they didn't make a comment, for example, this workout was done on the 20th, so it was quite recent. I didn't say anything here. There's nothing to be said. The workout time was good. It was 34 minutes. She looks like she was able to complete everything. She's pretty much tracked everything on the side. So just as an acknowledgement, I can just go, I can choose one of these like quick things, like, clap hands, like, yay, well done on this one. So it's just a reinforcement that, hey, like you've done something and I've seen it. Do you know what I mean? It's just a reaction. You can just do a quick reaction, which is also quite cool. So what I was gonna, so I think it's good for you to know that. But what I was talking about earlier was, let's first go into scheduling workouts. A really nice thing in the scheduling workouts, I don't know if you know this. So once you've built your phase and you've named it obviously, and then you've built the workouts into the phase. I normally do 4-week phases, like I've said before. And once they're in here, instead of going into the calendar and manually like putting them in, you can literally just hit schedule here and then say, oh, I want this workout to be this day, this day, this day. And then it will literally.
That's how I do it.
Okay, cool. That's a new feature that they've added, not recently, but it makes it, before you had to literally add workout and drag and drop and whatever. This way you can schedule within a month, like almost at the click of a button. And then if you want to do progressions, so if my client said that they had a problem with a movement or something like that, then I would go into edit workout and then I'd go into workout builder. And you know the builder screen where it gives you all the options of the videos. You can change everything. You can obviously, you know that this is a drag and drop option. You can move things around here.
Yes.
But if there's nothing that I need to change, I'd like the air squats was fine. There was no movements that they had problems with, and everything was great. Then what you can do is go edit and then hit progressive spreadsheet. Now, this is how I do 90% of my progressions for my clients. Okay, this will give you an overview. So because there's only one more workout for her to do in this phase, it just says 24th of August, right? That's tomorrow. But if you've just made a program for a client and you've scheduled everything in, what I do is I don't go into the spreadsheet until 1 week has passed. So I make a note for myself after 1 week of that person doing their workout phase. because then they've given you feedback in those screens that I just showed you before. 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 1 out of 10, it was too easy, whatever, based on that feedback, or based on, like her saying, the forward lunges, for example, she found challenging. I'm not going to add any reps there, for example. Okay, that's just one thing I want to note. But after a week on the phase has been completed, if you schedule the workout 4 times, so once a week, all 4 of those are going to come up sequentially next to each other. And then you can see the whole month ahead, or you can see the next 6 workouts ahead, depending on how many you've scheduled, all next to each other. So if you know that this person, you got the RPE relatively correct, then it makes your life the better that you get at the programming, the less edits you're going to have to make. But if you get the workout quite correct in the right kind of RPE and the right kind of time, then from here you can literally hit. So these are going to be grayed out if you haven't played with them. Otherwise, as soon as if you've made, so I can actually, let me just give you an example quickly. So let's say, for example, we want to schedule this again on the 25th. Then I go back and I go to the spreadsheet. Now, because I've added a workout, I don't know if you're still there, Jon, but can you see?
My screen went a little bit done. Yes, I can see now the second one. Yes.
Cool. So now I've just added this workout now. And this is what it looks like if you haven't done anything. What this information will, what it will contain is when you build that workout, the first rep, like the reps that you put in there, the weight that you put in there, all of that stuff's going to come up here first. So when you have them all next to each other, it's very easy to see that week 1, you may have put, week 1, I've had this for 10 reps. And now by week 4, this is up to 15 reps. So you can see a whole, like 6 weeks ahead, for example, right next to each other. And then you can do your progressions based on the information, obviously, that they've given you, but it's at like the click of the button. So all I have to do now, because this is the workout I've just added, I haven't done any edits to it. So say this was the next step in the process, I would just hit customize. And then I can say, oh, well, this was like the RPE was fine. Let's just add the next, like I can say 20 repetitions here. I can change the amount of sets. I can change the amount of reps. And then I can also see how it subsequently goes from one week to the next. Sorry, just hold on a second. I don't know what's going on.
Where did he go? I think his cat may be broken.
Yeah.
My cats are going nuts here.
I knew it was the cats. I knew it was the cats. Either that or the Airbnb people.
No, it's not the Airbnb people. So yeah, this is how I do all my progressions, and this is the quickest and the easiest way to do them. If you've got the workout relatively right, all of these are going to be across the screen, and then you can literally, while they're next to each other, see, okay, no, last week I did 15 reps. I want to increase the intensity or the overall, I want to do progression overload. So even if I put 12 reps here, but I've added another set, it obviously accumulates to more workload. So you can change the sets and the reps here almost at the click of a button. And what I do purposefully is, even though within the workout, like within each movement, you can set a rest period, I like to put different breaks in the workout. So for example, where you just hit rest, it says rest here, for example. So the rest, it went on week 1, it was 60 seconds, but now the rest between this block of the workout and this block of the workout is now dropped down to 30 seconds. But I did that over the week, if that makes sense. I didn't go from 60 seconds to 30 seconds. But
no, I understand. Yeah, progressively.
Yeah, so I progressively, and then you can see the difference in the reps. For example, this program is more about just increasing the reps and not so much about the sets. But here, for example, I've added in 2 sets. So week 1, she was doing 1 set of 16. By week 4, she's now doing 2 sets of 22.
Okay, yeah, I understand. I didn't know if that option was there, so I'll actually check it out, because I was thinking about actually how am I going to progress along the week, but they already have an option for it, so that's cool.
Yeah, this is a really good thing to do. But like I said, week 1, don't do anything, but set a reminder after you've made a new phase for a client that the following, so say it starts on Monday, the following Sunday, or just before the new week, go through the workouts. I'll go through the system with you, but for now I'm just giving you an overview. You check the IPE, the time, and then if they've tracked that workout, if anything was too difficult, anything noteworthy, I make a separate note about it. So say, for example, these forward lunges were too much, like she said she struggled with this. I can make a note for myself and say, cool, back off on those. And then after a week of them doing each exercise once, then I only go into the screen and then I say, cool, check on my notes for the workout. I check on their tracking. If the workout was too short, I can add sets to it. I can make them do 2 rounds of the whole thing, whatever it might be. And then I only do this progressive spreadsheet after week 1, and if no movements need to be changed.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah. Like you read what the responses are from your clients and then adjust them accordingly.
Correct. Yeah, I think for today, that's about as much detail as I wanted to go into. But like, here's a good example of.
But that's perfect though. Like it's perfect for what I'm actually working on, because it is actually what I need. But geez, you've made a whole, oh, that's already from 2016, 2017.
Yeah, so this is a long-standing client. But the nice thing about it is I can literally look at her workouts from like 2016, and it gives the exact dates and everything. So I've literally got a library of all of her information. I've also even got all of her progress. Now I can look at her progress from where she was in a certain phase and compare it to now. So it's kept all of her information. Not that I'm going to show it, but it's all there.
Yeah, I understand.
One single place. And yeah, it'll just literally keep it on the profile. It doesn't expire or anything like that. And what I do with my clients as well, if someone stops working with me or takes a break, even if they stop working with me completely, what I do is I archive that client. Let me actually show you that. I archive the client instead of actually deleting them. So if I go into my deactivated clients, you'll see here, there's 12 pages of like old clients and old information type thing. But all of these workouts that I've made, I've built up like a library, because each one of these people had a different situation. And sometimes I'll go back and be like, oh, this client's the same situation, the same sort of thing as Fish Paste, whoever it is. And then I can literally go back to, and I can use their workouts to do my, like, build up one, like, for my specific client. But also if someone just comes back to me, then I can say, okay, cool, reactivate. And then I can just restore them, and I can say, activate to who. I can give them full access if they've got my premium personal training. If they don't, then I can give them access with one-way messenger, meaning they can talk to me, but I don't talk to them or something like that. So it depends on what product that you have them on, but I always deselect clients and deactivate them. I never delete them. And there's no limit to the amount of space that you can have there.
Okay, interesting. And it's always like a little bit, it is always saved. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to know.
Yeah, thank you. Like this is actually good information. Yeah, it actually did. It did help. Like I didn't have that information, and it's yeah, that one I'll definitely save, and I'll use it straight away as well.
Yeah, I think it's relevant to exactly where you are, and this is the nice thing about doing the course that Quinton and I use. And like, it's not like you wouldn't have been able, for example, to do what I showed you, like by going through like the tutorial guides or whatever. But obviously the way that I'm using the app, I've built like my own system to use it. Like after the first week, or first build the exercise plan, after the first week, go into the progression spreadsheet, and then take notes on what they've done before. So the way in which I use it, I don't think everyone, like they don't have tutorials on how to use it the best way for whatever program that you're doing, because there's so many different ways that you can use it. They actually give you, and obviously they can give you a fleshless guide of just like lists of all the things that it can do. But I'm literally pointing your attention and showing you a system of what I've come up with using this kind of app technology for the last 5 years.
Yeah, I know a few people or like accounts that I follow, and that we've spoken about it before as a membership, like that they subscribe for a month to like training programs, and then like you have like the master programs, they have access to a whole library of things. Like let's say you want to do front splits or become more flexible or get higher squats, like they have programs for that, and then you pay per month, like, and you then have access to all those libraries. Like you can only follow one program at a time, but you do have access to them all. So yeah, it's something that yeah, Quinton talked about actually in the beginning, like memberships, like have a larger amount of people but less personalized.
Yeah. Or what we can also get into, instead of doing like I'm recommending at the moment, to do a free trial. After having these clients, maybe they're not paid clients, like for example, the clients that you're doing are barter, like a service exchange. So you're getting something out of it. But the programs that you make for them, let's say one of your clients is complete body weight beginner program. You getting something for yourself, obviously, to build that program, but then you can take that program by itself, maybe edit a couple of things and just put it in one of your templates. And then you can say, guys, for 10 slots, I'm giving away a week, or it's only 200 Rand for a month of body weight training. And then you've actually been paid to make that session. Or with later, you can do it with paid clients. You've been paid to make a certain program. You can put it in your, like, edit it, put it in your masters folder, and then sell it, like, if for anyone that's like looking for a cheap way of getting started after winter or whatever you want. You've been paid to make that program, and then you can repurpose it and actually sell it standalone. Like you said,
okay.
Quad building program or whatever.
Yeah, cookie cutter. Like, I've been thinking of making my own master program.
Yeah, it can be something to make you money, or it can be something as like a value add to your offer, or it can be used as a little hook to say, like, do this whole prospecting thing like I've taught you, and then instead of saying have a free trial, say, or like that can be the free trial. Like, there's a bodyweight get started bodyweight program,
Oh, yes. Okay, that makes sense. So if it's like the first week, already have a template for anyone, like, okay, free trial, this is your program.
Yeah.
You have
And
it
then
ready.
it
Okay.
hardly costs you any time on your set, and you've actually been paid to make that program before. So the time that you made to use it was actually being paid for already. And now when the new client comes on, and if you use things like automated messages, that person's trial period that they get in for free, it only costs you 10 minutes of your time.
A computer is talking to you. Yeah. Yeah. No, but that is it's actually a good way, because this would be useful for Elliot as well, because this is actually, oh no, I don't want to give them for free, or not my time, or this or that. It's like you're actually reducing the time, and you can actually give a lot more, and there will be a lot more hot clients in that aspect.
Yeah, I think this sounds like something you can do in the top of the funnel or in the middle of the funnel, and then just some of those people will go down to working with you personally. But this is a good way to just get them into the funnel.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Hey, thank you, Neil.
You're
And
welcome.
Quentin. Yeah, this was actually very informative.
Very good.
Glad it's a lot more exciting when it's not stuff that, oh, this is going to help me maybe in a month from now, 2 months from now, but like when you teach someone something that you're using right now. So now you can literally implement that with your client, like as soon as you finish this call, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing I'll implement instantly, and the other ones I think I'll just set up a little bit of a program. But the bodyweight one will definitely be, because Unri is completely bodyweight and at home. So that is already like, I'll use that as a program actually.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to hear the next update on how the progressions and things went. And then, yeah, just keep commenting on what they say, on each workout. And then also be mindful of the time. So if you wanted a workout to be a certain amount of time and it actually was way off, because I've been way off before, then you'll start to get a feel for how many things that how many movements that you're gonna have, how long your rest periods are gonna be. And then if it was way too short or way too long, you can just cut away at sets and exercises very easily, either with just doing that spreadsheet style, or actually just editing the workout and just deleting a bunch of things.
Yeah, I've been, the times have been good actually, for me at the moment, but we'll see in a later stage. Because it is around 45 to an hour that they have the program. So, but that's without progressing now already. So if I add another set at every exercise, it would go beyond an hour. So yeah.
Then now you know if you want to progress this exercise, like you can cut down on rest periods, for example, and maybe add a set here and there. But if you actually want to make this phase go to the next level, you're going to have to advance the movements. So then you just do movement progression, which then you'd go into the workout builder again. And then you can say lunge with twist and press or whatever, instead of just a lunge, for example, if you want to make it more difficult.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
More weights.
Yeah, that's always a easy progression.
Yeah, but if they don't have, the more and more bodyweight, at-home programs that I'm doing, the more you have to progress movement and you have less weights to play with. And then remember, you can progress movement, but you can also add tempo. Tempo is a thing that a lot of trainers don't think about.
No, I'm actually using it as well, like negatives and so forth to build up. Yeah. because that's how I learned most of my body weight movements is to, or overload my system is through negatives.
Negatives is a really, really good one.
Hmm.
I don't know what the research nowadays said, but when eccentric training was first became a little more popular, it was probably about more than 10 years ago. The studies back then found that eccentric training actually gets better results on the muscle than the concentric part of the movement. So the eccentric phase is really, really important.
Yeah, but there's new research out actually very recently is with isometric training. So I've also been looking into that, but they don't have that many tutorials on YouTube yet. So I'll have to kind of do them myself.
That can be, and maybe it can be some ad revenue for you, because if people are using your videos, say for example in an app like this, or like you start doing workouts like isometric workouts and it becomes a buzzword, then you can actually earn ad revenue through YouTube.
Really? Okay. Yeah. All different sources.
Yeah, the algorithm works differently, but nowadays, as far as I know, YouTube wants time on video. They changed it a bunch of times, but yeah, if you put like a 30-minute workout video together and people watch most of it, and it gets a lot of views and people watch through it, you're going to get paid based on the amount of time that people spend on your videos, for example.
Okay. Yes. No, I heard that as well. It's kind of like the marker of like 10 minutes. And if they watch the whole thing, then you kind of get paid.
You get more or whatever. You still get, because remember, YouTube plays a video ad as you open, and then so you can get paid off of that. But obviously, if they watch past a certain point, then then
there's more. Yeah.
And I think I would guess it's worth more to YouTube if the second round of ads, because that person, you definitely know that person's engaged. They're watching the screen. You've got their attention.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. All right. I think it was a good session. Thank you for still being committed. I'm not saying that isn't. She definitely is, but she's just going through a rough time at the moment. So be cool to have her back. But for now, enjoy the one-on-one time.
Yeah. The 2-on-1.
Yeah, the 2-on-1 time. My bad.
Yeah.
Quentin, okay. Yeah, we were talking. I know you probably weren't following our conversation. We were using such technical terms.
Oh, I'm following. I'm going to start my own training program.
This is why you partnered with me, hey?
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right,
so next time, thank you very much.
Okay.
Enjoy your evening.
You know what to do for Thursday, right?
Yeah. Make the progressions, Facebook page and stuff. Yeah.
Group, not page.
Group, yes. And invite you both to
Thank
it.
you.
And prospecting. Make a list at least.
And prospecting. Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Cheers,
Cheers, Abe. Bye.
Bye.